And we are back with the fifth and final segment of the GSMC Basketball Podcast, presented by the GSMC Sports Network. And in this final segment, we are going to be talking about my former classmate, Mark Armstrong, and how he was recently signed as an undrafted free agent to the Brooklyn Nets, my favorite team and the team that I follow religiously 24/7. Even though, I am a New York fan, I do like the Knicks. It is a little bit weird, I understand that, but that's how my family was raised. And not only that, the Nets, they were New Jersey at one time, and most of the time you can't have two good New York teams. So it's usually between one or the other. And usually when the postseason comes around, depending on what there's a fly going around on my left. Depending on what team makes the postseason, if the Nets make the postseason, I'm rooting for the Nets all the way. But if the Nets don't make the postseason and the Knicks make the postseason, I'm going to root for the Knicks because, they're like 4.3 miles away from me. So aside from that, let's focus on the talent that is Mark Armstrong. He was my former classmate. We graduated in the same class, and now he is living his dream of being an NBA athlete, and albeit on my favorite team, the Brooklyn Nets. Now, the Brooklyn Nets, they are in a rebuild, so it makes total sense why they would want to sign somebody like him. He is a fantastic athlete. I'll just go through his career so far and what he's done as a player. So he was the first time that I actually met him was in a basketball camp, because while I wasn't really, I'm not going to say that I was the best basketball player because I genuinely wasn't, but I went to a camp because I wanted to have fun and I wanted to play basketball because I like having fun and I like playing the sport. And he was there. He was at that basketball camp. He was different. He was a hooper. He knew how to play. He was ridiculous. He was so freaky. He was athletic. He was fast. He had a handle. He had a shot. He had everything that you could possibly ask for in a guard. And the only thing that is really lacking for him, in my opinion, is his height when compared to the rest of the NBA. The rest of the NBA talents. He's only 6'2", but I think his talent more than makes up for it. And he can dunk at that height. He has bunnies. He has the jumps. Now, over his career, in high school, he was named the 2022 Hudson County Interscholastic Player of the Year. He also set a program record with for scoring the most points in the program. And I also want to point out, he scored the most points in our program while also playing in a COVID year. So he was playing significantly less games than you would usually play due to that COVID year. And he still broke the program record for total points. He scored 1,776 career points in high school. He averaged 23.4 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 2.8 assists per game as a senior in 2021-2022. And he played in 92 career games over the course of the 4 seasons and was listed at number 61 in ESPN's Top 100 class of 2022. And another thing about his career that I genuinely don't think should go unrecognized is the fact that he was a part of the United States under-18 team, and he even won a gold medal for that team. He averaged 10 points per game while he was on the under-18 team. Shot 45% from the field, 45% from 3. Let me look at the rest of the stats. Averaged 3.7 rebounds and 3.8 assists, as well as 1.8 steals and a box plus minus of plus 27. And obviously, that is astonishing coming in from a player like him. And he's obviously he's like that. He is genuinely like that. He is a phenomenal athlete. He also played in his college career, he played for the Villanova Wildcats. And just an overview of his career with the Villanova Wildcats, he found himself in the starting lineup as a sophomore in 2023-2024. He started 39 times in 68 appearances for the Wildcats over the last 2 seasons, averaging 6.8 points and 2 rebounds per game. Now, let me just go ahead and look at the rest of these stats. And in overall, like as a you might not see him as like when you just look at his stats, he's not like on paper wouldn't really call him a huge draft prospect, but I genuinely think that he has the talent to develop into a very elite guard. And the only real I genuinely don't want to talk down on Armstrong's game, because he would absolutely kick me to the curb in a 1v1. Like, he is just that good. And how do I put this? One thing that I think that he needs to work on, and scouts also picked up on this, is his playmaking. For being a guard, and he only averages 3 assists. I feel like with the attention that he's going to demand, because while he is relatively short, he is 6'2", he is fantastic at finishing around the rim. And with the attention that he's going to draw, constantly driving to the basket, that's going to open up a lot of things, a lot of facets in his game, and that should enable him to make the right passes at the right time, and pass to his open teammates, which is most likely what's going to happen because of all the attention he's going to attract driving to the basket. And once he works on his playmaking, he can really be that point guard that NBA teams want. And that's really what I think his game is going to become. He has the opportunity of being a Westbrook caliber player. One of those guys that is an elite finisher around the rim and can handle the ball phenomenally, as well as play make as well. And that's really what I think his game is going to be. So that's just really all that I had to say. Congratulations on Mark for making it to the NBA and finally, living his dream of being an NBA athlete. It took him a long road. It took him a long way to get there, but he finally did it, and I'm so happy for him. Thank the Lord that he got to the NBA. I was watching the second round of the draft, and I was just waiting for his name to be called by whichever team is willing to pick him up. And thankfully, he did sign a contract, and it's an undrafted free agent contract with the Brooklyn Nets. So we'll see how many minutes he gets when he's on the big stage in the NBA. But I really hope that he plays phenomenally. And congratulations to him. You cannot give him any more props. So that is all that I really have to say on this 5th segment. And that is it for the show. So thank you so much for tuning into the GSMC Basketball Podcast, presented by the GSMC Sports Network. Your support means a lot to us, so please remember to subscribe to the show and leave a positive review. It really does make a difference. We also invite you to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram for more content and updates. As usual, please remember to use the link in the description to get your comments recognized, or the link displayed below the ticker on every show segment. That is GSMCPodcast.net. It helps the show, makes it much more interactive between myself and you guys. That is all that I have for today on this show. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am your host, Nelson, and have a wonderful weekend, guys. And as always, take care.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn ain't